Okay.
Okay, so one thing I want to start off with is, why does your opinion trump over any other people's opinion?
Right. So do you believe that there is a truth out there?
Everything is subjective, but there is a right or wrong morally, especially when you're in a cultured society that is based off a set of standards and norms that we act on and we act as.
So everything is subjective. So is it objectively true you and I are having a conversation right now?
Yes.
So that's not subjective then. So not everything is subjective.
So why do you believe morals?
Okay. Right? So something is objective.
Yes, but why do you believe your subjective opinion
get
trumps
there.
over other people's opinion?
Right. Well, let me ask you another question.
Right,
I'll tell you. I will answer.
Please don't interrupt me. Let me finish my sentence. I do not want to hear it. You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
What is right or wrong?
Okay. Is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well, then abortion should
Not
be
in
illegal.
every case.
Answer the question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and conception.
But to me, a
forming
human
it.
would be someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world.
Well,
To
guess
you,
what? You're wrong. So
but
that's
no,
fine.
you're wrong, because I think that's right and you think that's
Prove
right.
me. Prove it wrong.
What constitutes a human being? What is the
So
definition
if
of
you
a
take
human
DNA
being?
and
The creation of DNA that will never exist again, and a soul goes into that moment. I don't expect you guys.
What's a soul?
A soul?
What's a soul?
No, maybe not. What is a soul?
What is a soul?
The eternal, indistinguishable, let's just say, non-visible being of your existence.
I don't believe that. I don't
Well,
believe anything
I'm
is
sorry,
eternal.
I'm sorry you don't believe it.
and that does not make yours
Yeah,
Well,
your
hold on a second.
opinion isn't
Here's the
over
thing.
mine.
At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your
In
truth
death.
doesn't matter. That's
Guess
still
what?
a truth
You've
claim.
had your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades.
Not thousands. Whatever. My bad. That's a little embarrassing. But your truth has been the narrative of this country forever.
Has it?
You think
Roe
yes,
versus
the
Wade
white
just
straight
got
male truth-
repealed.
Okay, I just have to chime in here right now, folks. I just have to. This girl right here, little irritating for me, but I have to admit, so far she's been pretty civil and pretty respectful. So there is that. Obviously, she has a difference of opinion than I do. Obviously, she has a difference of opinion than Charlie does. So we're going to get into all of that. But in the meantime, I just want to welcome everybody. You're watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. Welcome one and all. I'm your host, Dr. Nasir, where I give you my political prescription to help you see if that's going to help. Anyways, let's get to more of this video. Let's check it out and see what this sassy little girl has in store for Charlie Kirk. Let's get to the video right now.
And before the 40 years, what was
And
it?
crime dropped
Thankfully
40%
illegal in most
after it
And
went.
on top of that, do you
Oh, wait, hold on. Do you think abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Woman.
Black people. Is that
Black
so? Are you
women.
trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb will lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is not a
Okay.
You know blacks have 45% of the
I would suggest using African American.
blacks. What?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Sir, that's a leading question.
Huh?
Sir, that's a leading question.
You guys can come up and talk if you want. Yeah, it's 95 degrees out here, man. So, yes, sir.
That's a racist. Okay.
No, you're the racist. You're the says that abortion lowers crime rates and blacks have the most abortions in the country. Yes.
I believe it's subjective.
It's not name calling. Wait, is it not Black Lives Matter or is it African American Lives Matter? It's both. Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was BLM, so I say blacks. Okay.
He was just okay, not too much, Andrew. Do you believe that you have some sort of privilege that skews your view on other people's lives? Because personally, I don't believe you could step in my shoes as a black woman and relate and understand the things. So I feel like it's not fair for you to choose what I get to do with my life because I'm a black woman in a white society.
What does being black have to do?
There we go, folks. We hear right again. I'm a black woman. I live in a white society. And so you can't step in my shoes or maybe high heels. And until you are a black woman, well, guess what? You just can't understand all the problems that I have because I'm black. I'm a woman. I'm living in a white racist society in 2023. And you, Charlie Kirk, white man privileged, can't understand a damn thing that I'm going through. That's what happens, folks, right? It all comes down to color. It all comes down to race. Woe is me because I'm a different color. I'm a little brown over here, little white over here. There's other parts of my body that are white. I can't show you because then I might be taken off the air. You know what I'm talking about? Anyways, let's get back to see what Charlie has in retort.
With truth.
Because there are different things that we experience,
Like what?
and my truth might not be your truth.
What, did you get into college easier than I do?
What?
Yes, you get jobs and internships that white kids don't get.
Oh, poor white people.
You have entire movements dedicated to your race.
We're so like.
Okay.
Those movements are to get rights. You're crazy. Okay,
So,
salt.
do you not believe in racism?
Of course racism exists. The Democrat Party is still alive and well.
Do you think people are racist against white people?
All the time. All the time.
That's his definition.
Affirmative
of
action is
racism.
racism against white people. Yes.
Okay.
And Asians as well.
And Asians, that's right.
So I do have a question in that.
There's a kid right over here. He said it right when he said affirmative action. He might have his ethnicity, ancestry might be Asian. So he goes, absolutely. He latches right on to when Charlie Kirk says, yeah, affirmative action. Guess what? It is racism. It is racist against people of color. It is racist against white people as well. And he goes, Asians too. There you go, bruh. Let's see what's going to happen.
In that sense, if affirmative action is racism, why are most colleges predominantly white?
Why are they most predominantly white?
Why are most colleges, public colleges, are predominantly white?
We
I'm
are
talking to you.
we're a majority white country. You realize that, right? So colleges are the depiction of the nation.
Okay.
And actually, blacks on campus are disproportionate more than their population in certain areas, in certain campuses, than their population because of affirmative action.
In HBCUs? Is that what you're
Certain
talking about?
campuses.
Are you talking about HBCUs?
So, but let me just ask a more broad philosophical question. Why does skin color matter at all? Why should we care about it?
Because of the society we live in.
Well, hold
Because
on.
of the
But
society
no.
You're dismissing anything that has ever happened to someone of color
Let me ask
by
you a
saying
question.
that.
What can you do, or what can I do that you can't do?
Explain
What
how
law?
affirmative action works. Explain how
Affirmative action is lowering of tests, standards, and quota for a
Wrong.
quota.
You're an idiot.
No, it's
I'm gonna
not.
tell you
It's
how
the way
it
it works.
I'm gonna tell you how it works because I
Yeah, it's the way it works. I'm not going to entertain fallacies.
No,
Tell me,
you
why?
won't entertain me because I.
Just let him
Why?
talk. We have to hear your
It's
fallacies.
fine. It's fine.
Why
It's
does
fine.
skin color matter?
Let him talk. Well, don't
I
call him an idiot.
believe skin color matters
He's being
because of the
respectful.
society
He's not
we
being
are
respectful.
in.
Do you know how
And I
this
guess
shit
it goes
works?
into
It's
critical
called
race theory.
Removing
Yes, it
rights
is.
Because of the
disrespectful.
society we have
I'll
lived
do it too.
in, race is a factor. If from the beginning of time race wasn't a factor, and there was never anybody who was oppressed because of their race, I feel like it would not play a part in anything that we do. But because literally less.
Charlie,
They were interrupting you. I was.
Do you believe on black crime?
Do I believe in black on black crime?
Yeah.
It's abundant.
Explain, please.
Yeah, it's the number one cause of death in many black communities. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
He is right.
Okay.
Now, so do you? So
So this girl right here asks Charlie Kirk, do you believe in black on black crime? And Charlie leans in, goes, yes, I do. It's the number one leading cause of death of black Americans, young black Americans. And so she goes, can you explain that to me? I mean, I don't know. Do these kids on college campuses, are they just that dense? Are they just that uneducated? Do they not know this is happening? Or are these just like rhetorical questions that they're asking to try to see if they can get somebody? I mean, it is amazing that this young lady needs to have black on black crime explained to her by Charlie Kirk. And I'd like to know, What the hell is a face mask? Now, maybe she's immunocompromised. Maybe she's got a cold. Maybe she's got the flu. Maybe I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But for crying out loud, do we need to see masks on outdoors now? Anyways, let's hear. Oh, and then what happens when Charlie answers her and gives the statistics? This young lady here looks over at her and says, yeah, he's right. Anyways, let's continue.
Back to our previous argument that was interrupted. So in the sense of what, like I was saying, you don't believe like because of the history and because races have been oppressed, you don't believe like race plays a part in things, and you don't believe like
No, that's not true. No. So do you know who Thomas Sowell is? You know who Thomas Sowell is?
no.
Oh my God. You know what? I think it should be absolutely mandatory reading. They assign so many books in colleges by so many just idiot people, idiot authors that are so skewed, that are so against the United States of America. Black History Month, when they have that, why don't they have required reading in school of people like Thomas Sowell? This young lady here has no clue. She's never heard of Thomas Sowell. No, I mean, that's absolutely, because why? He's one of the greatest conservative thinkers, just one of the greatest thinkers of our generation, or of his generation. And it is absolutely unbelievable that students, especially, let's just lay it out there, Black students, have not heard of this man, have not read his books. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Really encourage you to look. Thomas Sowell's great. He's one of the best Black economists of the 20th century. Grew up in Harlem, and he's done the best research in the 1940s, 1950s, and 60s Black community. And essentially, his argument is that Black America was experiencing a renaissance in the 50s and 60s, despite discrimination. Yes. Now, the one part that I would agree with.
But however, it's not the Black community as a whole. It's Harlem Black community.
There's Chicago too, but let's pretend you're right, okay? The one argument that I would agree with, and I'm against systemic racism arguments, the one that I would say, you know what, there was something very wrong, is when Democrat Lyndon Baines Johnson came in and destroyed the Black nuclear family. If there was one part where I could say, you know what, that was unjust and that has to be undone, it's when Lyndon Baines Johnson went in through the Great Society program with the intent to destroy the Black nuclear family.
Absolutely true.
In that sense, do you
Absolutely
believe
true.
also played a part? Or
Not
do you not
really.
believe in the war on drugs?
Well, look, I mean, I believe we should be very harsh on drugs, but I think I would give some merit to the argument of some government agencies peddling cocaine in the inner cities. There is evidence to show that. I'm not going to debate it. Do I think it has so for example, like there's one number that I'm fascinated with, right? Single motherhood in the Black community was about 28% in 1945, okay? Now it's around 65 to 70%. Why? Are we more racist than we were in 1945?
No.
Okay, so then what happened?
The war on drugs.
Okay, fair enough.
The war on drugs. The demolishing the nuclear family, in a sense.
Right,
And
we
I
agree.
believe due to the history that's happened, racism is still very prevalent in a lot of the a lot of the systems that are in America, correct?
Yeah. So no, of course not. But I was actually caught by your shirt. You know, Malcolm X was super pro-life.
Yes.
I think Malcolm X could teach a lot of the Black movement something, because it more so than Martin Luther King, because Malcolm X, I'm getting there. Malcolm X, some people don't describe him correctly as being violent, right? That was a very small part of his literature. He was very big on trying to get Black America to succeed despite the white liberal.
Yes.
And
not the white liberal.
He did say white liberal. Oh, you go look up the Malcolm X white liberal quote. And so I think that's interesting. Just think about it. Go look up Malcolm X warned against white liberals owning Black America for their own gain.
That's exactly what happens, folks. That's exactly. You've got white liberal elites that want to push their social agendas onto everybody else, and they want to be the people that will be your saviors, will be your Messiah. Oh, come to Jesus moment. That's what we're going to do. And you've got these white, liberal, social justice warrior, virtue signaling elites on the upper sides of these blue cities, living in their mansions, living in their penthouses, living in their multi-million-dollar condos, looking down at everybody and saying, guess what? Marginalized people, guess what? Where your intersectionality meets, guess what, you LGBTQIA MOUSE? All you alphabet soups out there, come to us, the white, liberal, woke, social justice warrior elite, and we will try to help you. Yes, we'll try to help you, just like they've tried to help the black population. And what has that done for the inner city blacks? Not a GD thing. Not a damn thing at all.
Exactly what BLM is.
Okay, so back to my initial point. Back to my initial point. You don't believe that my truth can be different than yours, specifically based on race.
Experiences can be different, but there is always a truth. I'll give you an example. We all might have 5 different opinions of a car crash, right? But eventually a truth will be revealed of what really happened. Does that make sense?
So you believe that your truth is the truth that you have found yourself is the ultimate truth.
I would hope so. Yeah. And I'm willing to learn.
And then make America great again.
Otherwise, I think Malcolm X could teach us a lot right now. Yes.
What do you think about like the 1960s and 70s militarization of the police, the shift in the police?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally very pro-police. What about the military? I mean, the question is what came first, and I honestly don't know the answer. Was it the rise in crime, or was it the police that went into the inner?
If you knew what you were talking about, you would know the answer.
Yeah, it's not so clear, because there was a massive.
Ooh, this young lady just if you knew what you were talking about, you would know the answer. Irritating, okay, like fingernails on a chalkboard. But I have to say, respectful. Anyway, let's continue.
Crime wave in the early 1970s in New York, where a lot of New Yorkers demanded more police with heavier weaponry and the ability to enforce the law.
And post-militarization of the police, crime went up.
And then it went down in the 80s. Violent crime went big time down.
Well, let's talk about the 10 years that right after. What happened there? What do you think happened?
So you're drawing a correlation between police officers being militarized and more people committing crimes.
Over-militarization of the police, yes.
Why?
Well, that was just another great episode, another great video of when Charlie Kirk goes to a campus and you actually have a very, very nice dialogue, a very nice discourse. There's some give and take, no violence, no people making noise, no people shouting down each other. Very, very, I would say, calm, cool. This is what should be happening on college campuses. Each and every one of these young students, they have their own opinions. They're going to shape and form. They're going to change their opinions later on. They're probably going to look at this later on in their lives and go, oh my God, was that really me? And as Charlie said in his defense, when the girl's asking him right there, the young black lady is asking, where's the truth lie? Is it your truth? Is it my truth? And Charlie's talking about experiences. There are truths out there, but there's only one ultimate truth. And that's usually supported by facts, by documentation, by studies. There are truths that are out there. And then there's experiences, there's perceptions. There's a whole host of categories that can shape how a person reacts to a certain situation. That doesn't make it the truth. It may make it their perception. They think it's their reality, but it's really not. But it all boils down to the fact, and I believe this, and we've said this so many times before, that there is your version, another person's version, and then there's the truth. So let's leave it at that, folks. We appreciate you taking the time to watch. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been hosting today. My name is Dr. Nasir. And if you haven't done so already, like, share, and follow us. Hit that notification bell. Go ahead and sign up for the channel. We'd really appreciate it. I'll leave with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. Until next time, folks, take care and stay safe.